Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we want to start looking at layout of our work, and some things stand out straight away. So first of all, um, you can see here that the blue, which is the background color, isn't going all the way to the bottom. So it's not stretching out 100% of the height. And that's quite an easy fix. So if we just open up our CSS here, in our CSS, we can add two things. We can add HTML and comma and then body. And if we just open that up, we'll just say the height, we want the height to be 100%. And that should fix that small problem. Now, the other thing we didn't fix was, I remember that what we didn't want was our items to be flushed to the left and the right. I think there might be a problem with the way CodePen deals with some of Daisy UI's CSS. So I'm going to make some basic changes here because that container really should have worked. So what I'm going to do is we already have a container here. I'm going to remove this part that says MX Auto, and that really should have been about 16 pixels, according to Daisy UI, roughly. I'm going to add our own one here. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to override Daisy UI's container by saying let's add a container class like that. And then inside that container class, let's just say padding 20 pixels. So then, as you can see, what that's done is that's moved everything 20 pixels from the sides. In fact, we only really want 20 pixels from left to right, not from top to bottom. So I'm going to make some changes to that as well. Or in fact, what we'll do is we'll leave the top to bottom as well. But what we'll do is we'll remove the navigation bar out of the original container. So where we have navigation here, there's our navigation bar. I'll take that. And if I just cut that out, and I'll just say that should go above our, container. So now it looks good. Okay, so that's the first part of our layout. The next thing we want to solve is if we go back to our cookie clicker here, we want something like this. So we want a nice 3 columns. And I'm going to solve that using Flexbox directly from W3 Schools. So to do that, so I've got one container here, which is just moving everything away from the left a little bit. Now what I want to do is if I just do it here, so I'll do that above the toast holder. And the reason why I want to do above is so that the toast always appear above everything else. So that be the last item. So now what we want to do is I'm going to create a new container. And I'm going to call this one, this will be our flex container. So I'm going to say div dot f container. So if we do that, so this will be our new container for our free flex columns. And so I need to add that here as a new class. So we'll say f dash container for our flex container. So I'm just going to say that I want to use display flex. And so what this does is this sets the container to be a flex box. And then what we want is I want my text aligned. So everything here should be aligned center. There. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add items into columns. So here I'm going to say div dot column. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some code for our columns. Let's start like this. Yeah, so if we go back to here for a second, we can see that we want our main button on the left, and what we want is the number of cookies that we have, and then cookies per second to be on the left. So first and foremost, let's create 3 columns. And what we'll do is we'll just enter like a number 1, 2, and 3 in each one. So the number 1, let's do that, and let's copy that and paste, and that'll be 3, and that'll be 2. As you can see, they're right next to each other at the moment. So there's no spacing. So now we need to create that spacing. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to go to our CSS, and we're going to override what a column looks like, and we're going to basically say that these flex items are 1. So basically, now that because we have 3 columns in this in this div of container, what it's basically saying is that each one is 1 out of 3. So if there was a fourth column, then it would divide this into quarters instead of a third each. But as you can see, now I've got my layout of 3 columns just the way I want it. So now what I can do then is I can say, let's delete that. Inside here, let's add our fried donut button inside. So I'll take my fried donut button, I'll cut it from there, and this is going to get a bit messy, but that's going to go in there. Above that, what we should have is a number of donuts that we have. So what we'll do is we'll take there's our number of donuts. We'll take that and we'll stick that there. So create a new paragraph tag and stick that there. So now, as I say, things will start fleshing out in the 3 columns. Okay. I want my sell donuts button to be in the middle column. So I'm gonna say, where's my sell donuts? Sell donuts, convert to money, sell donuts there. We'll take that and we'll cut that out and we'll stick that there. So that will go there. It is looking a bit messy. I hope I tidied it up. But you can see things are now going to start moving across. And then the higher worker, we're going to put to the right. Maybe what I should do here is I should just comment my line. So I should say, where's my container? So let's put a comment here. Let's put, if I push, by the way, what I've done here is I push control and forward slash, or where the question mark is on my keyboard, which creates a comment. So I'm going to say 3 column layout there, and here column, here we'll add another comment, and here we'll say left column. Let's nest that in the right place. Let's borrow that. Here's our second column. So put there, and we'll say this one is center column. And then we will do the same for our right column. So we've got our 3 columns kind of done. On the right hand column then, like I said, I want to add my higher worker button. So let's take that and let's put that in the column on the right. There we go. And just the layout, I want to fix the layout a bit. Okay, so that's looking okay. Again, so now we want to change some other things, right? So if we go back to here, we can see here that the amount of money that we have. Okay, sorry. In this example, there's no example of money. So how many cookies we have. I'm going to have how much money I have on the right hand side, along with workers. So actually that will change, because the workers, later on, I'm going to actually include that into the button. So that's going to be some text inside the button itself. If we go to here, you can see here that, for example, look how many workers I have, how many cursors are there, number 2, how many grandmas is 3, how many farms, I don't have any, so now I'll have 1. Okay. So basically I want the numbers to appear in the button itself. We'll work on that later. So today we're just looking at layout. So I'm going to take workers and money. Let's take that, and we want we want both those two to be in our 3rd column. So I can just tidy this up a little bit. That, and that will go in the right hand column. And let's just tidy this up. Okay, now that's the end of this video. So this video was just simple layout. We've done that. In our next video, we'll move on to something else. I've just realized I've made a mistake actually. So here in the button for hire worker, I've included the text. That should have gone separately somewhere else. So that should have gone just underneath. So by accident, I put that paragraph there. Let's have it above. There we go. Cool. I'll see you guys in the next video, where we're going to be looking at how do we work out how many clicks per second are happening.